Ever heard of a gamma ray burst?
Hmm.
Well, get ready, because today we're diving deep into one of Earth's most dramatic chapters,
Okay.
the Ordovician Extinction.
Right.
We'll be exploring some fascinating facts about prehistoric creatures
Yeah.
and how they were impacted by this massive extinction event.
What's often overlooked is that the Ordovician period,
Yeah.
while less famous than the dinosaur era,
Right.
was a pivotal time for life on Earth.
I see.
It's like a hidden treasure trove of evolutionary history.
Okay, let's unpack this.
Sure.
Set the stage for us.
Okay.
What was the Ordovician world like?
Imagine warm, shallow seas teeming with life.
Okay.
This period witnessed an incredible explosion of biodiversity known as the Ordovician radiation.
Okay.
Think of it as the sequel to the Cambrian explosion, but
Right.
with even more complex and diverse life forms.
Well, what kind of creatures were we dealing with here?
Yeah.
Paint a picture for our listener.
Picture this. Trilobites.
Okay.
Those iconic armored arthropods scuttling across the sea floor.
Brachiopods, with their hinged shells filtering food from the water.
Right.
And then there were the cephalopods.
I see.
Think squid and octopus.
Yeah.
But many of them had these long, cone-shaped shells.
You mentioned cephalopods with shells.
Yeah.
Can you give us an example?
Absolutely. One of the most fascinating examples is the orthocone.
Okay.
These creatures could grow up to 30 feet long,
Whoa.
making them the apex predators of their time.
Really?
They were like giant swimming ice cream cones with tentacles.
Whoa, that's a sight I wouldn't want to see while snorkeling.
Yeah,
But this vibrant world was about to face a major crisis.
it was.
Tell us about the Ordovician extinction.
The Ordovician extinction was one of the most severe mass extinction events in Earth's history.
Yeah.
And what's intriguing is that it wasn't a single sudden event,
Right.
but a process that unfolded over time,
I see.
likely driven by a combination of factors.
This is where it gets really interesting. We have not one, but two main theories about what triggered this extinction. We do.
Walk us through those.
The first theory points to a cosmic catastrophe, a gamma ray burst from a distant star.
Okay.
Imagine a star thousands of light years away, exploding and releasing an intense blast of gamma radiation that sweeps across Earth.
Right.
This radiation could have stripped away our protective ozone layer,
Yeah.
exposing life to harmful ultraviolet radiation from the sun.
That's incredible. A cosmic event millions of miles away
Right.
could have such a profound impact on Earth.
It could.
But there's another theory too, right? Something about a supercontinent.
Exactly.
Okay.
The second theory focuses on Earth's own internal processes.
Yeah.
Specifically, the movement of tectonic plates. During the Ordovician,
Right.
a massive supercontinent called Gondwana drifted towards the South Pole.
I see.
This movement had a ripple effect across the planet.
Help our listener understand this ripple effect.
Okay.
What happened as Gondwana drifted south?
This continental shift disrupted ocean currents
Okay.
and led to a period of global cooling. Right.
Triggering widespread glaciation.
Yeah.
These massive ice sheets locked up huge amounts of water,
Uh-huh.
causing sea levels to drop dramatically.
So instead of a sudden cosmic event,
Yeah,
this theory suggests that gradual climate change was the culprit.
precisely.
Got it.
And remember,
Yeah.
most life at this time thrived in those warm, shallow seas.
Right.
So as temperatures plummeted and sea levels fell,
Yeah.
those habitats were decimated.
Regardless of the cause,
Right.
the effects were devastating.
Yes, they were.
What was the impact of this extinction event?
The Ordovician extinction wiped out a staggering 85% of marine species.
Wow. 85%.
It was a major turning point in the history of life on Earth.
That's hard to even comprehend.
It is.
But even in the face of such devastation,
Yeah.
some creatures managed to survive.
They did. How did they do it?
That's a great question,
Yeah.
and one that scientists are still trying to answer fully.
I see.
Some species may have retreated to deeper,
Okay.
more stable water.
Good, true.
Others may have possessed adaptations
Uh-huh.
that allowed them to tolerate the colder temperatures
Right.
or changes in ocean chemistry.
It's a testament to the resilience of life,
It is.
even when faced with seemingly insurmountable challenges.
Yeah.
Life finds a way.
And that brings us to a crucial point.
Okay.
The aftermath of the extinction,
Yeah.
it wasn't just about survival.
Right.
It was about adaptation and the emergence of new life forms.
So the Ordovician extinction reshaped life on Earth.
It did.
But what happened next?
Oh.
What arose from the ashes of this catastrophic event?
Hmm.
This feels like a good place to pause
Okay.
and continue in part 2, don't you think?
I agree.
Okay, great. We'll pick this back up in the next episode.
Sounds good. The aftermath of the Ordovician extinction was a time of profound change.
Yeah.
While the extinction marked a period of loss, it also paved the way for new evolutionary opportunities.
It's like the saying goes,
Yeah.
when one door closes, another opens. But in this case,
Yeah.
an entire ecosystem collapsed,
Exactly.
creating space for new life to emerge.
It did.
So who are the winners and losers in this post-extinction world?
Well, one of the most notable losers were the trilobites.
Oh, really?
They had dominated the Ordovician seas,
Right.
but their diversity and abundance never fully recovered after the extinction.
I see.
It's a reminder that even the most successful groups can be vulnerable to large-scale environmental change.
So it's a changing of the guard,
It is.
with new players stepping onto the evolutionary stage.
Right.
Which groups took advantage of these new opportunities?
One group that flourished were the brachiopods.
Okay.
They're shelled creatures that might look a bit like clams to the untrained eye.
I see.
They diversified rapidly, filling many of the ecological niches left vacant by the decline of the trilobites.
It's fascinating how these extinction events can act as catalysts for evolutionary change,
Yeah.
pushing life in new directions. But surviving the initial extinction was only half the battle.
It was.
What were the challenges these creatures faced in the post-extinction world?
The post-extinction world was a dynamic and challenging environment as the planet warmed and ice sheets melted.
Right.
Sea levels rose, creating new shallow marine habitats.
Okay.
But these changes also led to shifts in ocean chemistry and circulation patterns.
So not only did these creatures have to adapt to a new world, they also had to cope with a constantly changing environment.
Right.
What specific challenges did these changes bring?
Imagine the rapid melting of glaciers, releasing massive amounts of fresh water into the oceans, disrupting salinity levels.
I see.
This influx of fresh water, along with changes in ocean circulation, can lead to widespread oxygen depletion, making it difficult for marine life to thrive.
It sounds like a recipe for disaster.
It was a tough time.
Was there anything else adding to these challenges?
Adding to those challenges? Okay.
The melting glaciers also caused the release of toxic substances that had been trapped in sediments on the seafloor.
Oh, wow.
These toxins further stressed the already fragile marine ecosystems.
Wow. It's amazing that anything managed to survive at all.
I know.
But as we've discussed, life is incredibly resilient. Not only did creatures survive, but they adapted and thrived.
They did.
Ultimately giving rise to the diverse ecosystems we see today.
And that's what's so captivating about studying these ancient extinction events.
I agree.
They provide a glimpse into the power of evolution.
Yeah.
Life's ability to not only endure, but to innovate and create new forms of beauty and complexity.
It makes you appreciate the interconnectedness of life on Earth.
Yeah.
How even the most catastrophic events can ultimately lead to new beginnings.
Absolutely. And speaking of new beginnings, let's not forget about another intriguing aspect of the Ordovician extinction's aftermath.
The
rise of superstorms. Wait, superstorms?
Yeah.
You mean like hurricanes?
Exactly.
But on a prehistoric scale.
Well, exactly. As the planet warmed and ocean currents shifted in the wake of the extinction, the conditions became ideal for the formation of massive storms.
Oh, wow.
These superstorms would have ravaged the shallow seas, further challenging the survival of already vulnerable species.
It's hard to imagine the sheer power
of
these ancient storms.
It must have been intense.
It must have been like a scene from a disaster movie. With towering waves and winds tearing through those fragile marine environments.
It's a reminder that extinction events are often complex, driven by a combination of factors.
I see.
It wasn't just a gamma ray burst or climate change,
Right.
but also these superstorms, all contributing to the reshaping of life in the Ordovician's aftermath.
It's incredible, though.
It is.
How amidst all of this upheaval, life found a way not just to persist, but to evolve.
Right.
This speaks to the incredible resilience and adaptability of life on Earth.
For sure.
But I'm also curious about what happened after the immediate post-extinction chaos.
Right.
Did life eventually return to a new state of equilibrium?
That's a great question, and that's where we enter the Silurian period. The chapter that followed the Ordovician.
Right.
It was a time of recovery and renewal.
Yeah.
And as you said, a return to a new equilibrium.
Right.
Life began to reclaim the oceans.
Yeah.
And new ecosystems took shape.
This feels like a great spot to pause.
Okay.
And let our listener really absorb what we've uncovered so far.
Sounds good.
The Ordovician extinction was undoubtedly a major turning point in Earth's history.
Absolutely.
What's striking is how, even in the face of such widespread devastation, life found a way, not just to survive, but to adapt, evolve.
It did.
And ultimately thrive again.
Yeah.
Let's shift gears in part 3 and explore this fascinating period of recovery and the rise of new dominant creatures.
Agreed. I'm looking forward to diving into that with you.
We've been on quite a journey exploring the Ordovician extinction.
We have.
Haven't we?
Yeah.
We've seen how this catastrophic event reshaped life in the oceans, wiping out a vast number of species, but also creating opportunities for new ones to emerge.
Exactly.
Now let's dive into the Silurian period.
Okay.
The chapter that followed this massive extinction.
Right.
What did this world of recovery and renewal look like?
The Silurian period was like a breath of fresh air after the tumultuous Ordovician.
Oh, really?
It was a time of remarkable recovery and diversification.
I see.
Life bounced back with incredible resilience.
Yeah.
Filling those empty ecological niches and evolving into new fascinating forms.
It's almost like hitting the reset button on evolution, right?
It is in a way.
But with a whole new set of possibilities and challenges.
Right.
So who were the stars of this Silurian comeback story?
Well, one group that truly thrived in the Silurian were the corals.
Corals.
Yeah. They experienced a remarkable radiation, diversifying into a wide variety of forms and creating vast reefs that teemed with life.
Wow.
These reefs became the foundation for new, complex ecosystems.
It's fascinating to think that these reefs, which are so vital to marine ecosystems today, got their start in the wake of this mass extinction.
It did.
It's a testament to life's ability, not only to recover, but to create something even more intricate and beautiful.
It is beautiful.
But what about other creatures? Did any new fearsome predators emerge in the Silurian?
Absolutely. The Silurian seas saw the rise of some truly formidable predators.
Oh, wow.
And one group that stands out are Eurypterids.
Eurypterids.
Also known as sea scorpions.
Sea scorpions. Now, those sound terrifying.
They do.
Were they as fearsome as their name suggests?
They certainly were. Some species of Eurypterids grew to over 8 feet long.
Wow, that's huge.
Making them the largest arthropods to have ever lived.
Really?
Imagine encountering one of those while swimming.
I think I'd prefer to stay on dry land, thank you very much.
Yeah, probably a good idea.
They sound like the stuff of nightmares.
I can see why.
But these sea scorpions weren't the only ones.
Right.
Evolving and thriving during the Silurian. Didn't fish also undergo some major changes during this period?
You're right. Fish continued to diversify, evolving new adaptations that allowed them to thrive in this changing world.
Right.
One key development was the evolution of jaws.
Jaws.
Which allowed them to become more effective predators.
So the Silurian was a time of incredible diversity.
It was.
We have these massive coral reefs teeming with life, fearsome sea scorpions patrolling the wires, and fish evolving into increasingly complex forms.
Exactly.
It's amazing to see how, despite the devastation of the Ordovician extinction, life rebounded and flourished in the Silurian.
It's a powerful reminder of the tenacity of life.
It is.
Its ability to adapt and innovate in the face of adversity.
For sure.
And this story of recovery and renewal has implications that reach far beyond the Silurian period.
What do you mean?
Well,
how does understanding the Silurian recovery relate to us today?
The Ordovician extinction, like all mass extinction events, underscores the interconnectedness of life on Earth. And the delicate balance that sustains it.
Right.
The Silurian recovery shows us that while life can rebound from even the most catastrophic events, the process takes time, often millions of years.
That's a sobering thought.
It is.
Especially considering the environmental challenges we face today as we grapple with climate change and biodiversity loss. It's crucial to remember that while life is resilient, it's also vulnerable.
Exactly. The Silurian recovery provides a hopeful message. Life can and does bounce back. But it also serves as a cautionary tale.
I see.
We have a responsibility to learn from the past. To understand the delicate balance of our planet. And to act as stewards for the incredible diversity of life that makes Earth so unique.
This has been an incredible deep dive.
It has.
Into the Ordovician extinction and the Silurian recovery.
It really has.
It's left me with a sense of awe.
Yeah.
At the power of evolution, the resilience of life,
right,
and the importance of our role in protecting the planet's biodiversity.
Absolutely.
What final thought would you leave our listener with as we wrap up this exploration?
Perhaps the Ordovician extinction reminds us that change is a constant in Earth's history.
Right.
Extinctions, while devastating, can also pave the way for new beginnings.
I see.
And as we face the challenges of our own time, we can draw inspiration from the incredible resilience of life.
Right.
Its ability to adapt, evolve, and create anew.
Well, thank you for joining us for this deep dive.
Thanks for having me.
It's been a fascinating journey through one of Earth's most transformative chapters.
It has.
Until next time, keep exploring the wonders of our planet.